Okay, we got Martin, aka Spacefront, playing Koji in the gold versus Zested playing the twins in the teal. This is Headland to Pulland. It should be noted we are moving away from this map after this qualifier. I think we're going to be going back to regular Headland. But for the moment, they're going to be playing this version, and yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Both players capturing the lumber mill. Oh, wait, hang on a moment. Scratch that thought. Spacefront grabbing the lumber mill now. Alexa grabbed the tower faster though, sending that sword to the side. So we're seeing a little bit of opening variance there. My bad. So they were going for something more similar. Knight comes out there. But I think in this case, yeah, Spacefront wants to knock down this village. We're probably going to see a couple cheap buys here for Spacefront. And likely a dragon on turn 5. That is very much how Spacefront likes to play this map. Harpy comes out actually. Interesting. And a spear. So yeah, spear obviously to try and deal with this knight. Zested. Banking a little bit of money. They got 400 gold. They could have built an air trooper but elected not to. And Spacefront, yeah, they just spent on Harpy, sword, spear. Okay, and yeah, Koji is absolutely wrecking these villages. 2 in a row. And Spacefront's playing relatively quick. Spacefront, obviously like someone that likes to take their time on turns. Very well known for being one of the slower players in the community. And that's not said as like a criticism, that's just like a fact. Like, Spacefront does like to take more time on their turns. But in this case, they're going to be playing this a bit quicker. And ooh, doesn't go for these swords. Just says, I'm going to take more economy. Yeah, Zested's looking pretty good. Playing very aggressive. Going to punish Spacefront's commander position right there. And yeah, going to force Koji back to heal. The downside here is the twins don't really have much else they can do this turn. Ooh, but that sword's leaving itself very open to being hit. If Zested goes for some kind of punish on that. And yeah, they're going to go in very deep, so the twins have to be careful. It isn't going to kill the sword. So this is actually a sword suicide available now. Does a little bit of chip damage. Very, very minor, and Dog's going to come in and finish that off. Yeah, doesn't want to leave the option of a sword suicide, no matter how small it is. And just wants to go for a kill, which, you know, builds groove as well. There's a bunch of really nice benefits to getting those extra kills. Let's take a quick look at groove. 67 to 79, I think that was. So there's going to be a bit more building up. Air, because of the lack of counter attack, you don't get groove off of that. So yeah, Spacefront going to get a bunch of free groove. Not going to build groove for their opponent. So yeah, we're just seeing damage coming in here. Just walls with the sword. Doesn't want to like go for the attack. That makes sense. You don't want to take a bunch of damage on your sword. You're not going to hit a commander that hard, and you're also going to build groove if you go for that. So yeah, it just doesn't want to go for it. And Zested even has a dragon actually. Okay, nice sword crit coming in. Ooh, twins are going to be able to get a kill here, and I think that means that the dragon's going to be able to put in some work. Oh yeah, especially if that village goes down. Oh, and the spear goes down, and that means this mage will go down too. Oh, and Zested is looking incredibly strong right now. Very even split across the map. Koji's like not looking to be in a good position. Oh, with the Harpy crit. Nice counterattack, although the Harpy's going to go down for that too, so that's just trading a unit at this point. Okay. Yeah, Spacefront's just kind of maneuvering the army to get to a bit more of a defensive position, but Zested looking to be in a good place. Ooh, that is twins not getting tier 2 just yet, but they will have it soon. Ooh, especially if they sword crit like that. Dragon gets a free hit. And yeah, twins, oh, 200%. So they're going to have groove next turn. Okay, nice hit there from the air trooper. Koji just gonna walk back. Koji now has groove. Getting a village count, any action you do with your commander is actually going to be incredibly good. So yeah, builds that extra groove, and now Zested is in the position where like they can just start building golems. This version of Headland has a little bit more economy, so you get to see some of that in action. And we're going to see, ooh, using the totem to wall. Yeah, actually, it's almost impossible to kill this sword. You would have to Koji bomb it and then run something in and kill that after. Okay, big mage heal comes through. Okay. Doesn't use the Koji bomb, just uses Koji straight up. But Koji is standing in the fire. Dragon. Oh, I don't know if that's going to heal. Oh, but it lives. Oh, no, wait. It'll take damage every turn, so I think that dies. I'm pretty sure totem takes 20 a turn, even when it's tier 2. So nicely done there from Spacefront. Yep, that's gonna break. Dragon gonna be pretty injured, but there are a lot of good targets to hit here. So, and actually, while all this is going on the left hand side, the right hand side is wide open. There's a golem in the way. Ooh, nice night crit there. Yeah, double mage to back this up. There are 2 air units over there, so that makes sense. And yeah, dragon took a bunch of damage, so Zested just gonna pull back on this left hand side. Doesn't need to overextend. And now Spacefront's just gonna get the punish. Gonna build a lot of groove off of that sword kill. 142 to 155. And Koji tier 2 is incredibly scary. And if you're Zested, like, I guess you just try and keep pushing where your opponent isn't. So in this case, ooh, really nice there. There's lots of really good maneuvers coming out of Spacefront. Can Zested capitalize? Ooh, nice kill on that air trooper. Air troopers are pretty threatening to golems, so it does make sense to go for that. And ooh, interestingly, it doesn't go for this village. Just as like, yeah, it's not worth going for the hit on it. And it just pulls back. It falls back to an archer position. Are we gonna see? We're not gonna see tier 2 this turn. Maybe next turn, depending on how this brawl over on this side goes. The Spacefront doesn't want to actually engage in the fight. Just gonna kind of pull back to safety. Ooh, that's a nice position on that witch. Can't actually be caught by any of these mages. It just finds like that one opening in this defense. Okay, and Zested's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stall this out a little bit. Almost would like to see a frog come out at this point, to be honest, but more archers. It's very difficult to push into that left hand side. You've got that barracks reinforcing like straight away, so yeah, there just wasn't enough force here from Zested. And I think timer is going to really come into play here. Spacefront's keeping up on time actually. But that said, 19 minutes left on the clock. You're at turn 13. Ideally, you want to get like a good 20 turns out of your clock. And you want to spend those like first few turns as quick as possible. Ooh, this might be a lethal up here though. Lots of open sides. We're gonna see potentially groove come out here. Okay. Oh, but not quite. There just isn't quite enough. Like fire would have done so much damage this turn. But alas, it was not to be. I think maybe Zested could have gone in and finished, but oh, and that timer went down to like 12 minutes at the end there, so. Oh, Spacefront. That was like a good 3 minutes of just thinking, that is really rough. Okay, X comes in. I think this might just come down to time. Okay. Big spear crit comes in. Dragon's gonna mostly kill that golem. Alright, another hex comes in. Big damage on the army. I think Spacefront setting up for potentially a lethal next turn. Okay, almost suicides the sword there. Alright, tier 2 is going to come out. I would have liked to have seen this come out sooner and then try to build up to another tier 1. I know it's not likely that you would get another tier 1 out, but there was a lot of wasted groove that turn. Okay, just going to use these bombs to wall for the most part. Right, and Zested just has to brawl this out. This is like the fight. This is going to be where the game is essentially defined as who will win and who won't. Ooh, big mage crit there. Takes out that dragon. And big mage heal too, which is going to go down 2. Oh, and cooling water, actually. Very interesting. Yep, that's going to get a big heal off. And I guess Zested is just like, I just want to defend my stronghold. They think they can win on time, potentially. Dragon's going to go to a defensive position. And yeah, this makes sense. This is a rare use of water, but sometimes it makes sense to go for it. Okay, more spear crits coming out. And this is when it would have been useful to pop that tier 2 a bit earlier last turn. Because Koji, as unlikely as it is, could have potentially gotten an extra tier 1 out. And yeah, that would have made a big difference. But for the moment, seeing a lot of damage coming in here. Maybe gonna see another witch hex. I think you just go for it. There isn't really enough of an army left to do anything else. But no, doesn't go for it. And I would have been a dead knight. And like a damaged a couple of extra units as well. But decides not to go for it. Okay, Zested gonna suicide 1 unit. We're gonna see mage heal. Oh, is this gonna be a lethal attempt? I mean, dragon can reach around. Oh, gets the spear? Okay, 1 suicide. Goes for the archer. This is gonna chip enough that a sword can suicide after? Okay, but no knight crit comes in, and I think actually just commander hit will do it. There was also a sword crit, or sword hit available for a suicide, but no, I think commander walks into the river. And Zested spots a slight overextension there by Spacefront, standing their commander next to a river right at the end. And Zested's gonna take game 1. And yeah, well played to Zested. It really came down to very, very large amounts of timer pressure at the end there. Like, both of them were down to like a handful of minutes left on the clock. And at that point, you know, you are going to make mistakes like that. You are going to do things like put your commander next to a river, which is generally like the most lethal spots on this map historically have been like this tile here, like this tile here, like these ones down here. Like anywhere your commander, like especially this road tile here, like someone just sends like a dog or a sword down, you can throw 2 swords into a commander for suicides if you're standing next to a river. So yeah, it is very brutal. I think you could even do stuff like sword crit and then sword hit suicide. I think that's actually a thing. Or it would have to be sword hit and then sword crit maybe, but yeah, it's such a fragile position to be in with the commander. So well done to Zested for recognizing that. Could have sword suicide as well, just to guarantee, but I think he realized he didn't need that. And really nice use of water. We actually don't get to see Twins water that much, and it was actually very clutch. And really like contributed to the win, like healing the dragon for 2 turns, healing a bunch of other units as well. Sure, fire would have been really useful as well, but it takes up a tile and your opponent can use it to like wall against you, and it can get broken and stuff like that. And the dragon had like far more flexibility and maneuverability as to what it would actually kill, so yeah, just really nicely done there. And Zested takes it. We're going to go into game 2. We're going to see how this set plays out.